Hello, my oily friends. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing great. My name is Melissa Miller, and I am going to be teaching to you today a little bit about how to use oils on your pets. So, whether you have a cat or a dog or a horse, I should have some solutions for you to use. And I'm glad you're here with me tonight. Okay, so it is October right now if you're listening to this live or somewhat recently. And so see, these are some of the promotions this month during October. We have a whole bunch of new products available that were released during convention. I gotta say, my favorite is probably the vanilla. That is so yummy. And quickly followed by the dishwasher pods and the laundry pods. I'm super impressed with those. Anyway, okay, but let's get to the good stuff here. So essential oils and pets, safety tips. There's like so much information about this online, and you guys, it is not all true. So please don't believe everything you read when you're Googling essential oils and pets, because there are so many different types of essential oils out there, right? Or standards. So we can't say like, oh, this is good and this isn't, because there's no standard for essential oils. But so I'm going to give you information that's good for doTERRA essential oils with your pets. Okay. So safety tips, the two oils that are just best just to avoid are tea tree or maluka and wintergreen. And it's just easier just to avoid those two oils. Always dilute oils when you're using them on your fur baby, on your pets. They're just so little, right? So they just don't need very much, and you can just heavily dilute it. The best things to dilute it with, of course, are fractionated coconut oil. Second best choice is the hard pressed or cold pressed, sorry, coconut oil. But if you don't have that, you can also use, the same stuff you normally would, like the, what is the one that I use all the time? Oh my goodness. Grapeseed oil and almond oil. That's what I use, almond oil. Anyway, on my dog. So another safety tip, when you're diffusing oils, just make sure that the room is well ventilated, or that your pet has the ability to leave the room if they don't like that oil. Because just like we don't like oils, pets have preferences too of what they like or don't like, right? So just give them the option to be able to leave the room if you're diffusing an oil. And then lastly, to just start slow when you're introducing new oils to your pet, or into your home, obviously, that your pet lives in. It's great to introduce it to them with the lids on, let them smell the oil with the lid on, because obviously they can smell it. Start with just 1 or 2 drops in the diffuser and see how they react, and really just watch them for those first 5 to 10 minutes. And then after that, you're good. Just let them, you can use your oils as normal, but just keep an eye on them, right? At the beginning, when you're using something new, and just start slow. So, okay, next, hot oils for pets. So same as people. So cassia, clove, and cinnamon are very hot for people, and they're also can be very hot for people, and are usually very hot for pets. So just be sure to use those ones with extra dilution so that your pet is not in discomfort from either of those oils. Okay, so places to apply oils to your animal. So top of the head is a good place, the neck, the torso, their rump, their abdomen. I always thought it was good to apply to the paws. Some vets say no, but unless you're treating something specifically there, that it's better to actually apply it in other places. And I'm sure that's just like you would think, common sense, right? About a skin sensitivity, or it's just more of a sensitive area for them. And so instead, just to apply to these places. Of course, the same as people, don't put it in their ears, or like in their ear canals or up their noses. Just those are sensitive places for people and pets. All right, so as far as resources go, this is one of my favorites. It's an app, and it's called Spoil Your Pet, and it's great. They have some amazing information on there. I love it because I can very quickly look up what are some, just an oil protocol, because you might think, oh, digestive would be great for digestive discomfort, but maybe it's not, maybe it's something else. So it's just, pets are kind of like kids sometimes, right? And that you want to double check because they're different than you or I. So there might be something different that'd be best for them to use. So you can look it up by oils, you can look it up by ailment, and for each one it gives you what's for dogs and what's for cats. So it's super helpful. So this is what the app looks like over here with the dog and the cat, and then that's kind of just the home page of what it looks like when you're getting onto the app. And it is a paid app, it's not a free one, but in my opinion it's definitely worth the $5 or $6 or whatever it was to get it. All right, so next we have a flea collar, like a natural flea collar, flea collar repellent. So yeah, medications are obviously, we want to avoid them as much as possible. And flea collars, flea and tick collars are so toxic for humans, right? All those chemicals on there, and then we're petting our animals or they're sleeping on our beds, and then that's getting on us. Anyway, so here's a good recipe for soaking the collar. So I do this. However, I don't go all out with all of this stuff. I started to, and then I was like, or I could just take the few oils and just drop them on my dog's collar. So that's what I do now. This was just too, not complicated really, but I had to have her collar off at night and then do this so that then it was dry by morning because I only have one collar for her. So anyway, so now I just take the oils and drop it right on her collar, and it seems to work. And I will redo it once every week or every other week, depending upon how intense the bugs are. They're little, with the seasons and the temperature and all that stuff, right? It just depends, right? Sometimes the ticks are really bad and sometimes they're not as bad, or anyway. So yeah, so that's what I do. And I love, not on here, but lemon eucalyptus is such a good one for repelling ticks and mosquitoes. Those are ones that we have issue with more. This one's obviously catering more to the flea collar. But yeah, so we use lemon eucalyptus a lot and just drop it right on our collar. I should have put that in there. So yes, I have a cockapoo, a little cockapoo. She's almost 2 years old. She's so cute. Her name's Lucy. So I use oils on her. I should have put that at the beginning. Okay, so here we have some DIY recipes for dog shampoos. And I have been using this dog shampoo recipe on the left since she was a puppy with her. And it's basically just like this clean rinse. It's water, vinegar, apple cider vinegar, a little bit of castile soap, vitamin E oil, and then some oils. And honestly, I mix those oils up depending upon the time of year and what she's got going on. Like right now, we're transitioning into cooler weather. So I've been using more of the Roman chamomile and lavender to help with her, any skin irritation that as she's adjusting to the colder weather, and her skin seems to be drying out just the tiniest bit. Anyway, and then I'll add in different oils too, according to bug situation seasons, right? So if we're into tick season, I might add some lemon eucalyptus instead of, the cedarwood or arborvitae. Purify, you could also put in the new abode blend instead of the purify if you wanted to help with the doggy smell, whatever. I love this one because you can totally customize it to whatever your pet's needs are, which is fantastic. And then if you would like more of the dry shampoo, if that's maybe better for your dog, especially if you have a lighter colored fur for your dog, then this would be a great one to do. I cannot do it on my black dog. I think she would look pretty silly. However, I could try it, but I had a friend who tried this one and swore by it, and she just said it was so good because it just was a good like freshener up from when you didn't really want to give them a full shampoo. So just arrowroot powder and baking soda and a little bit of oil. So, and again, this one is for lavender, but you could also do, a few drops of the Odor Purify in there. In addition to the lavender, that'd be a good combination to help with just helping them smell nice. All right, so a dog ear wash spray. I thought this one was so smart because dogs, especially dogs with big floppy ears, like pictured here, and my little Lucy she has big floppy ears. So they are very prone to ear infections. So you just want to make sure that you're keeping their ears clean. Lavender is a great one. Geranium, those are two really, really good ones for dog ear health. Obviously, you've added in also the frankincense and basil if there's any infection going on or needing to help with drainage and stuff. These oils, this is a great combination. So they just have it in a spray, and you can just spray it on the ears just to help keep those dog ears clean and healthy. So I just use almond oil actually to help clean her ears on a Q-tip, or not a Q-tip, like a cotton swab. And then if I notice any type of inflammation or anything weird going on, then I do add in a little bit of geranium, usually is my go-to for this. And anyway, she's been great. We haven't had any issues with her ears. It's good. Okay, so I love this one. So the doggy paw balm. So I love to walk my dog in our neighborhood, and unfortunately, I do walk her on the road on asphalt. I know some people think that's good and some people don't, but anyway. So in the winter, obviously, though, this is more hard on her paws. And they do kind of get dried out and crack a little bit. Not in the summer so much, but in the winter they do. And so I've mixed some of this up and poured it in a little tin, and we keep it, and it's awesome. I really, really like this recipe. So it's just shea butter, coconut oil, the hard coconut oil, jojoba oil, beeswax, and then lavender and frankincense essential oils. And it is harder. It's more stiff balm, if you will. So if you wanted to make it softer, you could put in a little bit of fractionated coconut oil instead of the hard coconut oil. Or you could just put in a little bit less beeswax. But I don't mind it because it softens up so quickly. So I just take my fingernail, like the backside of my fingernail, to kind of scrape out what I need. And then I kind of scoop it off and put it on my hands, and then I can rub it right on her paws, and it just melts away very soft and soaks right in. Anyway, I love it. It really, really helped her this last winter when she was starting to get cracks on her paws and stuff from the cold weather and the dry air and just being out in the snow all the time and on the asphalt and for her walks. Okay, next we have some dog treats. So I have made these too. I made a different recipe, and then I found this one, which I think is much better. And so this is the next one to make. But yeah, I love to make dog treats for my little puppy, and especially when it's like, I know this is so silly, but when it's a holiday or her birthday or something, and she needs a treat too, right? So I have to make one for her. But yeah, this one's great. It's got banana, peanut butter, egg, and garbanzo bean flour. I think that's brilliant. The other recipe called for just plain white flour, and I was like, oh, I don't know if that's the best for the dogs, but so that's why I like this recipe even more. I think this is better. And then you can add in a few drops of essential oil, either, peppermint or digestin, frankincense or cassia, or whatever else that your pup might need. So this one is a rolled out cookie cutter one, but you could probably also just kind of do just cut it into whatever. Your dog's not going to care what shape it is, right? We do. It's really cute because we're like, oh. So, but anyway, and they have some really cute little dog biscuit or cutters, or cookie cutters. So anyway, and they would freeze well too, right? That's what I did my last batch, is I froze a bunch. Pulled them out for her later. Okay, so this is just getting into some aches and pains for our older pups and common areas where they tend to have that joint pain, and places that you can apply it for them. So, sorry, one quick second, because I want to make sure I'm okay, right here. Okay. So it says to mix, this is the protocol. This is the best oils to use for applying to these spots. 1 to 2 drops of frankincense or copaiba with fractionated coconut oil, and then apply it along the spine where it shows here, and then any other affected joints. And then dogs, bigger dogs anyway, for sure, you could probably do half. For a smaller dog, can take the deep blue polyphenol. So you could break them apart and sprinkle it in their food, which is pretty awesome. Anyway, so there you go for inflammation and aches and pains for your older pup, or younger pup for that matter. Okay, so doggy anxiety spray. So many dogs have little anxiety issues, right? Our poor little pups, they're just like kids sometimes. And so this is a fun little doggy anxiety spray. And you can spray it on their favorite blanket or their toy. And then for cats, it says to diffuse either serenity, lavender, or frankincense would be good. And then for dogs, it says you could diffuse serenity, balance, or adaptive. It also says that you could massage 1 to 2 drops of serenity on their chest. But I love this little spray recipe too, because then it's already mixed up and all ready to go, which is all about convenience, right? Being prepared for whatever is coming up. All right, here we have a cat scratch deterrent. I think this is pretty awesome. So lemon, eucalyptus, and water, and you just shake it together and spray it on whatever it is that you don't want your cat to scratch, because they are not going to like this little combination. And then a no odor kitty litter sprinkle that you could put in your, well, it says combine a large bowl or Ziploc bag and then sprinkle 2 tablespoons into the kitty litter when you're cleaning the box out each day. So another good use for your new abode oil, if you have that. So you can do 25 drops of Purify or abode mixed with 4 cups of baking soda. I think that's great. You just leave it in like mason jar or something, and then scoop out your 2 tablespoons that you need and sprinkle it into the kitty litter. It'd be so good to help it keep smelling fresh and be so much healthier for your little fur baby. And yeah, keep your house smelling good too. Okay, just a few more slides here. So I have a few things for horses. I personally do not have a horse. I'm not really a horse person, but I found these recipes, typed them up, put them on here for you. So we have a cool down mist, which is just a few drops of peppermint, aroma touch, or breathe filled with water. And then you can just spray it on your horse to help as you're getting them cooled down and wiping them down, brushing them down after. And then this other recipe is a sore muscle oil blend. So that kind of speaks for itself, right? So it's with aroma touch, lemongrass, and frankincense and thyme, and just filling it with fractionated coconut oil. And you can spray it, right? And then rub it, because it's got the coconut oil. So it's going to want to be rubbed in a little bit, and then wrap it up. Such a good idea. Help our horse friends. All right. And then a recipe here for mosquitoes, flies, and bots. So you can do a little mist in a spray bottle with lemongrass Purify. Can lightly spray the horse, avoiding the eyes, of course. Lemongrass is really good for mosquitoes and flies. It's good for so many bugs. I love that one. And Purify too, of course. And then, so that's a mist, or oil. If you're just using oils, it says Terrashiel, or you can mix up a different one with lemongrass, patchouli. Patchouli is really good for flies too. Oh my goodness. Yes. Eucalyptus and thyme. And then you fill it with fractionated coconut oil and rub or spray spray and rub probably on the troubled areas to repel insects and prevent bites and bot infestations. So some great ones to try for our horse loving friends. I'd love to hear if you have any testimonials and you try these out. I'd love to how these recipes work. So let me know. All right. So that's all I've got tonight for pets and essential oils. So let me know what you think. I'd love to hear any questions or comments you have. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye.